Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of our series. This week, we are talking about depression, we're talking about loneliness, we're talking about fear. Man, it doesn't sound fun, but doesn't it sound necessary? Doesn't it sound like something that we've got to dig into? And today we're talking about fear. What I really wanted to know is, did Jesus ever deal with fear? And I can't say for certain, but I believe when he was in the garden, before he was about to be arrested, before he was about to be whipped and beaten, mocked, kicked, laughed at, and then ultimately nailed on a cross and then separated from his Father, it appears that he experienced some fear. He sweated drops of blood. He was so emotional. I think the tension was so high, right? This tug of war probably in his soul between the part of him that was fully man and the part of him that was fully God and trusting in his Father. And then he even prayed. He said to God, this is what I would like. I would like, or the fully man part of me would like, to avoid this pain, right? To not have to face what's coming up. But ultimately, your will be done, not mine. And what I want to dig into, there's a lot of ways we can deal with fear. And there's a lot of fears that I think that most of us, maybe all of us, right, experience some type of fear during our life, right? It's fear of maybe losing our job, not having enough money, losing a relationship, getting an awful sickness, somebody we love getting an awful sickness, just getting in a car accident. There's so many phobias. There's like books on all the different phobias and the definitions of them. And what is that based in? Well, I think we can learn from Jesus when he walked through what was possibly a little bit of fear in his life, is that he said, this is what I will, okay? This is the plan that I would like to happen, at least in the fleshly part of who he was, right? He was fully man, fully God, right? This is what I would will, but not what I will. What you will is what I need to happen. I believe that Jesus dealt with fear by shifting his perspective. And that's what I think we have to do. When we face something and something either happens in our life and it's fearful, like we lose our job, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Or we're scared of losing our job, right? We get an awful disease, a chronic disease, even cancer or something like that, or a loved one does. We go, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Or we're just scared of that happening to us, right? I think every time we feel fear, right? Not that it's not natural, okay? But I think when we feel fear, what we fear is losing control. What we fear is losing control. We're here on this side and we're saying, man, but God, this is my will for my life. And what's happening, or what I fear happening, is not fitting with the will that I have for my life, right? This is out of place. This is not, this thing that's happening to me, losing my job, not having enough money, not being able to pay the mortgage, losing a relationship, getting a bad sickness, or the fear of it is knocking me off course. And I don't want to be knocked off course. I want to stay on course. I want my will to be done. And Jesus is saying, yeah, this is what I would like, Father, but I know that's not the best, because Father, I know that you see the whole picture. You know what's best. You work all things together for good. You've got an overall plan, and I fit in it in such a way. And of course, he's the Son of God as well, so he knew as well. But he was struggling between the fully man, fully God part. Anyway, so he says to God, your will be done. He totally shifts it. What he says is, you know what? I'm going along this way, but if you're going to allow something to come in that swacks me off course, I'm going to assume, because you're perfect and you know, Father, that your will is not knocking me off course, it's knocking me onto the right course. Does that make sense? What's happening in my life, right? And I'm not saying God causes diseases or anything like that, but I'm saying I think we step away from fear. We step out of fear when we step out of wanting to be in control. We step out of fear when we stop saying, no, my will has to be done. I've got a plan for my life. I've got expectations for my life. I've got a way that I see my life happening, and this thing coming in, or that I'm scared of coming in, is totally knocking that off course. And instead we say, God, I don't know what's best for me. God, I don't know the best plan for me. God, I don't know, where you want to take us. And I'll just end with this thought. Most of you know that 2 of my 3 girls have pretty significant medical special needs, right? Now, does God want them to be in pain and things like that? I don't believe so. If I could wave a magic wand, would I want it to be better? Of course. But you know what? I think our family, both spiritually and our relationship with God, as well as our closeness, our intimacy, our relationship with each other, as well as the impact and the encouragement we can have on the world around us, is all better, is all greater because of the challenges that they are walking through, because of even the fears that I face in terms of making the right decisions for them. We are actually, I believe, in a better place relationally with each other, in a better place of having impact on the world around us, in a better place in a relationship with God. So God, I want to say to him, God, yes, I do have a will. I do have plans, but I want to lay down my will because the truth is I don't know what's best. I've got to say your will be done because you know what's best. You know how to lead me, even through and using sometimes these things that I fear. And I think that is one way, at least, we've got to address fear by shifting from here that we're in control to here that you got to be in control. And so wherever you take me, it's that prayer I pray every morning. God, do the unexpected and the uncontrollable in my life today. Amen. And let's go for it. And I recommend, I encourage you, pray the same thing. And when the fears come, shift and say, wait, I'm scared because I'm not in control. Let me recognize that God is, and he's got a great plan for my life. Thanks, guys.